بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. مرحبا بكم أعزائي طلاب مدارس المناهج الأهلية الصف الرابع في درس جديد من دروس التعلم عن بعد في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. Okay, now let's get started. Today we're gonna start our last unit. It's unit 12. Great. Now we're gonna take the first lesson. Our lesson is a reading lesson. But before we get started, I want all of you to play with us this beautiful game. Okay, yes, here we wanted to arrange the letters of this word. Okay, so what are these letters? Here we have E, T, E, S, D and O. Now we're gonna start with the capital letter. Okay, so which one is the capitalized? Yes, it's D, so D comes at first. After D, E. Yes, I give you a hint here. Remember, what's this? It's desert, desert. Who knows the spelling of desert? D-E-S, yes, E RT. Excellent, that's great. Now, can you find a desert here in Saudi Arabia? I hear someone says yes. Great, yes. Here we can find desert in Saudi Arabia. Now, let's get started with our new vocab. Okay, our first word. Let's look here. What's this? Yes. I hear some of you says we have a box that's filled with gold and money. So this box is valuable. Valuable. What does valuable mean? It means equal to a large amount of money, because here we have a lot of money. So valuable means large amount of money. Great. Now let's move to our next word. Oh, what's he doing? Yes, what does he feel? He feels amazed. Yes, amazed. What does amazed mean? It means very surprised. Very surprised. Great, maybe because he sees something that's strange. Yes, so he is amazed. Now let's move to our third word here. Yes. Oh, does this boy like what he reads? Is he happy? Is he sad? Is he bored? Is he what? Yes, I hear some of you says he is bored. Why? Because the book is boring. Boring. Great. So what does boring mean? It means not at all interesting. Not at all interesting. Okay, because here this book is not interesting though, so this book is boring. Yeah, now let's move to this word. This man looks what? Yeah, is he friendly or suspicious? Yes, he's not friendly, so he's suspicious. So suspiciously. What does suspiciously mean? It means thinking something may not be true. Yes, he's suspicious. Okay, he thinks that this thing that he can see is not true. Now let's look here. This boy and the other boy, what are they doing now? Okay, so the word is grab. What does grab mean? It means take hold of something quickly. Take hold of something quickly. So for example, you want to grab your book, means you wanted to take hold of your book quickly. Wonderful. Now let's move to another game here. Here we have the words. We want to find which word from here matches this description. Now we have this word grab, amazed, valuable, suspiciously, boring. Number 1, equal to a large amount of money. Yeah, think about money. So what's this? Yeah, I hear someone says valuable. Great, you're great. Number 2, yeah, that's boring. Great. What about the third one here? Thinking something may not be true. Yes, like this man who was wearing a black coat. It's suspiciously great. After that, very surprised. Very surprised. Is that grab or amazed? Yes, it's amazed. We're gonna check. Last one. Take hold of something quickly. Take hold of something quickly. Like the two boys who were grabbing. Great. Now let's check our answers. Excellent, you are all excellent. Great. Now I want all of you to open your book, your pupil's book, on Unit 12, page 116. Okay. Now let's look here. A desert oasis. A desert oasis. So I think all of you remember this word desert. Yes, but what does oasis mean? Yes, oasis means a place in the desert that has water, trees. Okay, that's oasis. That's great. Now our lesson is reading. Our lesson is a reading lesson. It's called The Lost City. The Lost City. I think all of you know this word lost. Lost means not found. You cannot find it. Yeah, we are going to talk about an adventure story. Yeah, let's look at this picture. The first one. How many people can you see? Yeah, I can hear one of you says 3 people. Yes, that's 1, 2, and that's number 3. Great. What's this place? Is that a city, an oasis, a desert? Great, it's a desert. That's wonderful. Now I think all of you are looking at something strange here. So, what's this? Yes, great. It's here. It's a huge face. It's a huge face. It's a statue. Statue. Great. And this statue is covered in sand. Is covered in sand. Yeah. Now let's look here. We're gonna listen to this part, page 116, and I'm gonna ask you some questions. Now I will ask you a question about this first part here. Okay, the first part here. That's great. Let me choose another color. Yeah, this part. The first question is, why was Uncle Jim amazed? Why was Uncle Jim amazed? Okay, we want to listen very carefully and we want to find out the answers. Let's listen here.
Poster 12 and Pupils Book Unit 12, page 116. Reading The Lost City. The adventure began when Tom sat next to a giant ear. "I'm too hot and tired to go any further," he said. "We left the oasis hours ago. It's time for a rest." He put his bag on the hot rock beside him and then exclaimed, "Look at this! It's an enormous ear." He stood up and brushed a little sand off the rock. "Here's an eye, and down here, there's a nose. It's a huge face." Uncle Jim was amazed. It's the head of a statue, he said. But why is it here, in the middle of the desert?
Great, great. I think all of you found out the answer. So what's the answer? Let's choose another color. Yeah, this blue one. Why was Uncle Jim amazed? Let's look here. Uncle Jim amazed because he saw the head of a statue. That's great. Now we're gonna move to this other part. Okay, part number 2. And I want all of you to concentrate and try to find out the answer. My question for all of you is, what can Uncle Jim see? Listen very carefully.
Pete was looking at the ground. These big flat stones look like a floor, he said. He stepped onto the first stone. It slid away under his foot, and he nearly fell over. Uncle Jim grabbed his arm. They stared into a narrow, dark hole in the ground. "What's down there?" asked Pete. Uncle Jim knelt down and shone his torch into the hole. "What can you see?" asked Pete. Uncle Jim was silent. "Oh, isn't there anything down there?" asked Tom. He sounded disappointed. "There's a big room down there," said Uncle Jim. "I can see tall pots and furniture. It might be very valuable. I must phone the city museum."
Great, great. Now, what's my answer? I'm waiting for my answer. Yes, so let's repeat the question again. What did Uncle Jim see? Yes, let's find here the answer. Uncle Jim said, "I can see tall pots and furniture. It might be very valuable." Okay, that's great. Now let's move to our third part here. Yes, and I think all of you are waiting for the question. My question is, how could they hide the face? How could they hide the face? But before this, I want all of you to look here at this picture. Yes, they are hiding this face. They are putting a blanket on it and fruit and some food. Yes, and here we have 2 suspicious men, and there's a car there. And here these boys are covering this floor. That's great. Now let's find out why. And remember, my question is, why are they covering the face?
Just then, they heard a distant hum. Tom looked up. "A car's coming," he said. "Quick, let's put this map over the hole," said Uncle Jim. "We shouldn't tell anyone about it. Sometimes people take valuable things and sell them as souvenirs." "How can we hide the head?" asked Pete. "I know," said Tom. "Let's put the picnic basket over the head. If we put the water bottles and some fruit on the blanket, it will look like a picnic. Then we'll sit on the head. Hurry!"
Wonderful. So, what's the answer? Yes, great. As we can see here, they put the picnic blanket over the head. Great. And what else? They put water bottles and some fruit on the blanket. That's great. Now let's move to our 5th part. Let's change the color. Yeah. Let's take this part until here. Yeah, that's great. Now we're gonna listen, but before this, I will ask you a question. Okay. what did Tom say to the two men? Okay, what did Tom say to the two men?
A big silver 4x4 roared round the sand dunes. Two men got out and walked across the sand. "Hi," said the first man. "Are you looking for something special?" "We're not looking for anything at all," said Uncle Jim. "We're just tourists." The two men looked at them suspiciously. "If you find anything interesting, we will pay you money for it," said the second man. "We haven't seen anything interesting all day," said Tom. "No camel trains, no ruins, not even a date palm. It's all very boring." The two men drove away and Uncle Jim phoned the museum. He spoke to Professor Hamid for a long time.
Great, so the answer is clear. Tom said He said, "We haven't seen anything interesting all day," said Tom. "No camel trains, no ruins, no, not even a dead palm. It's all very boring." Yeah, now let's take our last part here. Great, let's listen. But before listening, just wait for my question.
What did Professor Hamid say about the two suspicious men?
Professor Hamid was an archaeologist who worked in the museum. When he arrived, he looked into the hole. "Have we found something exciting?" asked Pete. Professor Hamid smiled. "Do you remember the two men who were in the 4x4? Pete and Tom nodded. "Those men are looking for something." "Treasure?" suggested the boys at once. Professor Hamid nodded. "They are looking for a lost city," he said. "And guess what? I think you have found it."
Wonderful. So, what's the answer? Yeah, he said they're looking for a lost city. Great. That's great. Now, I want all of you to open this page 118. And by the way, you're gonna take exercise number 3 as your homework. Okay, so what should we do now? We want to match the words and definitions like what we did with the game. Okay. بهذا أعزائي طلاب مدارس المناهج، بهذا نكون قد أنهينا معكم شرح درس القراءة. نسعد باستقبال أسئلتكم واستفساراتكم عبر القنوات الرسمية في جروبات الواتساب والتليجرام. تعليمنا مستمر بهمتكم. دمتم بخير.